Hey everybody. All right, so I wanted to do a video about my review based on my last 2 months or my first 2 months here at Siedhoff Distributing. One thing that I noticed whenever I was searching for any kind of information, even but when I was back in trucking school, I searched and Googled a lot of trucking companies, watched a lot of YouTube videos, tried to find as much content as I could to kind of get an understanding of what some of the people were saying about the company they were working for. One thing I noticed about Seedhoff was that I could find like written reviews on Indeed or job search type sites like that, but I really didn't find any video content. So I thought, well, maybe there's people who are looking at Seedhoff, maybe they'd like to kind of know a little bit about it. So I'm going to give you my personal experiences over the last 2 months, and you kind of take from that what you will. um, so far, the first 2 months working here have really been it's been really great. I enjoy it a lot, and they've been really good. They've been easy to work with. I came in right after Thanksgiving, so you kind of have that period between Thanksgiving and Christmas and the New Year's. Holidays there. Freight was still moving, but it was just kind of getting me kind of going. So it was a little slow for me to get started. That really only lasted about 2 or 3 weeks, and then we got kind of past the holidays, and things really took off from there. And excuse me, to be honest, Seedhoff is located in Union, Missouri. It's about an hour west of St. Louis, and so much of their freight, you know, leaves and comes to the St. Louis area. So with me living down in southeast Missouri, I'm about 2 hours from here, and so it took a few weeks to kind of figure out, to kind of get some lanes going for me, so that I wasn't having to come up here constantly, without it, like bobtailing, just the truck and not actually a trailer, and still be able to take the truck home. That way I don't have a personal car parked here at the yard. A lot of the drivers are from this area, so they just, they come here, they park, they get their truck, and they go about their week. But that's not the case for me. So, but we've kind of worked out something, like with my dispatcher and my driver manager. We have kind of worked out a deal, to where it really works good. Like I'm basically out 2 weeks in a row, and then I get a weekend off, or 2 or 3 days off, and then we do that again. That way I'm not I'm not constantly trying to get home on the weekends every weekend. And with that being the case, I'd have to bobtail home a lot, and then bobtail back up to St. Louis to pick up a trailer. Whereas this way, like today's Friday, I'm going to be actually taking a trailer home with me, dropping it off at a place not far from where I live, and then another guy's going to come pick it up on Monday, and then he's going to have a trailer for me. So, it just kind of works out. I don't have to really bobtail that much anymore. As far as the freight and the lanes and just everything, I mean, it's just been really good. The guys in the office, the guys and gals in the office, I mean, they make it so easy. It's they try to do everything they can to, they're about the driver. So if there's something that you're not comfortable with, or you kind of question whatever, you can call them and say, hey, I was kind of thinking about this, you know maybe it doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense. So and they'll kind of explain, like, so here's kind of the long-term plan, here's kind of what we're looking at. And it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that does make sense. So I mean, they just, they will take your phone call any time of day. I mean, if you've got questions ever, I mean, they're just so easy, to work for, honestly. And once they kind of, I've only been here 2 months, but my dispatcher driver manager, he's basically already figured out that he can send me everything that I need for that week. And we might not talk for a couple of days, because I basically can run the truck, run the loads, and they don't really have to worry, that I'm taking wrong routes or going, what I'm saying. So they put that kind of faith in you, and I really appreciate that. It shows me that they trust me, and I trust them. It goes back and forth. So but they have really good equipment. They take care of their equipment. They have their own professional mechanics. They actually have a shop. They're like a full service shop. They don't just work on our trucks. They work on they're like a local mechanic shop also, so they have certified diesel technicians that work in there. I mean, they like I said, they work on other companies' trucks, and they work on ours too. So but with this being a 2020, I haven't had any issues with it, so I haven't really had to take it into the shop for anything like that. Today I've got some Freightliner had some just minor recalls on some stuff, so I have an appointment down at Freightliner in St. Louis at 1 p.m. Take it down there, and then they'll just plug it into their computer, make sure everything's good. So, and I don't think there'll be any issues there. But they have really good when it comes to the trailers, they have several they have obviously way more trailers than they do trucks, so you're always getting a really good selection of trailers. With the reefer units, I haven't really had any trouble with any of the reefer units. So it's just been a really, really good experience. You're paid weekly. I've never had an issue with a paycheck. It's always been on time. They have a mobile app that you can view your check every Friday when it gets deposited. So and you can export it into like a PDF format, and you can save it. So I mean, and with me being living down south, so like whenever I get home, I finish my trip sheet and I put that stuff in the mail right away, and then they get it a few days later, and then by the time they get it, they're processing everything, and then I get paid on Friday for all that information that I turned in. Sometimes I'll take a picture of the stuff and send it in if it needs to be there a little bit quicker, but for the most part, just mailing the stuff in has worked out really good. They just have they have created a culture here at Siedhoff that is just I haven't been in the trucking industry for very long, but I can tell you, based on just what I see when I'm out on the road, other companies, stuff like that, Siedhoff has created an environment here that is just, it's not like any other. It's like I said, it's very family oriented. They're all about the driver. I mean, because at the end of the day, the driver is the one who's out here running the roads, running the lanes, and they go above and beyond to make sure that the driver is happy, the driver's taken care of, and if there's anything the driver needs, they're going to go out of their way to make sure that everything is good. Because as long as you got a good, happy driver out there on the roads, everything's good. Everything has a fluid motion, everything's working good. So it's really it's kind of like a needle in the haystack type thing. I'd never even heard of them until I kind of started just Googling trucking companies around St. Louis, and it popped up, and I'm really glad I did, because it's been really good. The benefits start after 60 days, so I've been here, so I'm actually like a week away, and then I'll start getting my health insurance, dental, vision. It's very, very, very affordable. I mean, I just and it's really good plans. I've actually never had insurance that's been this affordable, so hopefully I never have to use it. But talking with some of the guys in the office, they have had to use it in the past, and very easy, very cost effective, really good coverage. So if I ever have to use it, at least I won't have to worry about lots of out-of-pocket expenses. So but they have when you're out on the road, you have fuel cards. They get a majority of their discounts from Pilot Flying J, and I think they do get a certain amount of discount on their fuel from Love's, but I know it's not as much as the Pilot Flying J, and I think that's something that they're working on. Because Love's, to be honest, obviously does, in my opinion anyways, has nicer stores. Now there are some of the Pilot Flying J's that they're building that are brand new, and they're actually, they are really stepping up their game. So, kind of hats off to them for, trying to improve. And I think a lot of people probably would say the same thing. But, so yeah, so you have a fuel card on the road. So, anytime you need fuel, you just get it. They have some policies in place for like the reefers and the trailers. Super simple to follow. Most important one is whenever you're dropping a trailer somewhere, they have what's called top before you drop. So you make sure the reefer the reefer fuel tank is full. That way, because most time when you drop these trailers, most of the time they have product in them, so the reefers are running. So they want to make sure that wherever you drop it at, it's not going to run out of fuel. And so So that's one of their policies. They're also very strict about how you do your drop and hooks. So they have a procedure they like you to follow, and it's, once again, it's very simple, very easy, and it also prevents, it's preventative, to create, or to prevent from having, accidents, dropping trailers or something like that, making sure you're hooked. So and it's pretty standard across the board as far as what a lot of companies do, but uh, Siedhoff takes a few extra steps, and it's really no big deal. It's maybe an extra 30 seconds, but it's something that's peace of mind, so to know that you're not going to pull away from here and drop your trailer you know half a mile down the road. So and they have a company that comes in and washes trucks on the weekends, which is really nice. I mean, it doesn't always work out for me because I'm not always here on the weekends. So they do have an account with Blue Beacon Truck Washes, and with someone like me who's rarely here at the yard, I can once a week or once every 10 days I can go through Blue Beacon and get it washed up, which I try to do. And I try to, if the weather's nice at home, I'll try to wash it on the weekend too at my house, because these trucks are very, very, very good looking trucks, and to me it feels good when you're driving down the road with a nice clean truck. So I always try to keep it nice and clean, try to keep the wheels and tires all clean, keep the chrome polished up on it, because it does look really, really nice. And it says a lot about the driver and the company, and because at the end of the day, the driver is the face of the company out there. So to boil this down, my first 60 days have been awesome. I have no complaints, like none, just none. Everything has been so simple. Everybody's been so easy to get along with. I mean, it's just it's a family environment, and they treat you like that. And I mean, it's I just don't feel like you're gonna find many companies that do that, especially bigger mega carriers. At the end of the day, for them, you're kind of just a number. But yeah, I mean, I'm just really, really, really enjoying working here, enjoying driving here. It's a great environment. So if you're looking for a job driving a truck and you have experience, you should come to Siedhoff, because they are still looking to expand their fleet. I think like right now there's somewhere in between 50 and 60 over the road trucks, give or take, and they're looking to add some more this year. So by all means, give Siedhoff a call. I'll put the number down below, and I will also put the website down below, and I'll leave the recruiter's name. Her name is Jaime. But I don't really think of her as a recruiter, because she's not like what most recruiters would be like. She's going to talk to you like a normal person. She's going to tell you everything you want to know. She's going to answer all of your questions truthfully. And I will tell you that being 60 days into working here, everything we talked about before I came to work here on the phone, I mean, it's been spot on. So I have no complaints. I'm enjoying working here, and I look forward to watching this company grow and growing with them, and just continuing to drive and really enjoy it. So all right, well, that's going to be my video on my 60-day review of Siedhoff Distributing. Like I said, if you're looking for a driving job and you want to work for a great company, you should really give them a call. So thanks for watching.